In the chaos of D-Day, one German general's career ended in disgrace and mystery. General Friedrich Dollmann found himself overwhelmed by Allied forces and facing Hitler's fury. But what really happened to Dollmann in those final days? In today's video, we'll unravel the mysteries surrounding Dollmann and his controversial end. Friedrich Dollmann's journey from a young artillery officer to one of Germany's top generals is a tale of ambition, skill, and opportunism. Born in 1882 in Würzburg, Dollmann joined the Bavarian army as a cadet in 1899, embarking on a military career that would span 4 decades and 2 world wars. During World War I, Dollmann distinguished himself as an artillery officer, earning several decorations for his service. At the Battle of Verdun in 1916, he coordinated a complex artillery barrage that allowed German infantry to capture key French positions, earning him the Iron Cross First Class. The interwar period presented unique challenges for German military officers like Dollmann. The Treaty of Versailles imposed severe restrictions on the German armed forces, limiting career prospects and advancement opportunities. However, Dollmann continued his military education at the Kriegsakademie in Berlin. As the Reichswehr sought to rebuild and modernize, Dollmann's expertise in artillery and his growing reputation as a capable staff officer made him a valuable asset. In 1928, he was appointed to the General Staff. The 1930s marked a turning point in Dollmann's career. As the Nazi Party came to power, Dollmann navigated the complex relationship between the military and the new regime. Dollmann held several key positions, including division and corps commander roles, and in 1936, Dollmann had attained the rank of a full general. Dollmann's stance towards the Nazi Party remains a point of debate, with some claiming he showed occasional pro-Nazi tendencies, while others suggest a much deeper alignment with National Socialism. Evidence from a directive dated February 8, 1935, reveals his clear affiliation with Nazi ideals. He ordered his officers to fully cooperate with Nazi authorities, align their views with party ideology, and actively support the Nazi Party. He even encouraged their wives to join the National Socialist Women's League. Furthermore, he mandated the replacement of images of the Emperor in offices and mess halls with portraits of Hitler, leaving little doubt about the influence of Nazi ideology on his leadership. On August 25, 1939, Dollmann was promoted to commander of the 7th Army. Less than a week later, Hitler ordered the invasion of Poland. Tragically, during the Polish campaign, Dollmann's only son, who served as a lieutenant in the 15th Infantry Regiment, was killed in action. During the invasion of France in 1940, Dollmann's 7th Army remained inactive on the offensive until the majority of the French forces had already been defeated. At that point, they joined forces with the 1st Panzer Division from Panzer Group Guderian, successfully encircling 400,000 French troops in the Vosges Mountains. This decisive action ultimately led to the surrender of the French forces. The success of the French campaign further solidified Dollmann's reputation as a capable and effective commander, with Hitler awarding Dollmann with a promotion to the rank of Generaloberst. Following the French defeat, Dollmann's 7th Army continued its operations in the west. Unlike most of his fellow commanders, Dollmann, alongside Field Marshal Erwin von Witzleben, stood out as one of the few commanders from the Western Campaign who never served on the Eastern Front against the Soviet Union. One possible reason for this could be that Dollmann was seen as too rigid and not well suited for the type of warfare happening in the East. Dollmann's approach to the coastal defense in Normandy revealed critical flaws that would have far-reaching consequences as the threat of an Allied invasion loomed. While stationed in the West, Dollmann adopted a strategy that prioritized allowing the Allies to land before launching a counterattack, following the lead of his superior, Field Marshal Gerd von Rundstedt. This decision led to a neglect of the coastal defenses in France for 4 years. Only when Field Marshal Erwin Rommel began scrutinizing the defenses did Dollmann make some efforts to fortify the coastline, but it was already too late. According to Dollmann's chief of staff, attempts to fortify the defensive section had not been backed by the higher command. Dollmann's defensive strategy suffered from several key weaknesses. His reliance on static fortifications and failure to implement a comprehensive defense in depth left his forces vulnerable to Allied breakthroughs. The German defenses in Normandy under Dollmann's command were inconsistent, with some areas well fortified while others lacked effective firepower along the coastline. Dollmann's command faced significant challenges beyond his own shortcomings. He was tasked with defending Normandy using poorly equipped second-rate troops, as the best German divisions had been allocated to the Pas-de-Calais sector. This misallocation of resources left Dollmann with inadequate manpower and equipment to effectively defend his assigned sector. During the occupation of France, Dollmann's personal habits and lifestyle further contributed to his deteriorating military knowledge of battlefield tactics and the importance of air superiority. He fell into a depression and indulged himself in wine and cigars, leading to a decline in his health and mental sharpness. These indulgences left him ill-prepared for the hardship of commanding a defensive force against a major Allied invasion. However, despite the initial doubts about his abilities, Dollman was widely regarded as a skilled and seasoned commander. His expertise was underscored by an Allied report that described him as an expert in defense, and Panzer Group West commander Leo Gehr von Schweppenberg later acknowledged that Dollman's grasp of armored troop tactics was far more advanced than initially assumed. In the crucial days leading up to the invasion, Dollman's command was hampered by intelligence failures and communication breakdowns. Inaccurate reports and a lack of information from higher command left his forces unaware of the imminent threat. This intelligence vacuum was part of the Allied deception measures, which successfully misled German command about the likely invasion points. As dawn broke on June 6, 1944, the beaches of Normandy erupted in chaos. The largest seaborne invasion in history had begun, with 130,000 Allied troops and 20,000 tanks descending upon the French coastline. The sheer scale of the operation caught Dollman's forces off guard, exposing fatal flaws in his defensive strategy. In a cruel twist of fate, his corps and division commanders were absent from their posts, engaged in war games miles away. This absence of key personnel severely hampered the German response to the Allied onslaught. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Dollman ordered an immediate counterattack using the 21st Panzer Division. Lieutenant General Fritz Bayerlein warned of the dangers of a daytime march, cautioning that it would expose the division to devastating Allied air attacks. Dollman, however, insisted on proceeding. This proved to be a fatal mistake. Throughout the night of June 6th to 7th, the situation continued to deteriorate. The Allies, armed with detailed intelligence on German positions, launched targeted attacks. As the 21st Panzer Division advanced, it suffered significant losses under relentless Allied air assaults. By the end of the operation, the division had lost 5 tanks, 40 tank trucks, and 84 other vehicles. This disastrous outcome not only weakened the German defensive capabilities, but also undermined Dollman's authority among his subordinates. It was not until the 9th of June that Erwin Rommel was able to mobilize his forces. To hold off the Allied attack, German troops were positioned carefully along a widening front. Dollman's 7th Army was sent to the left side of the front. On June 21, 1944, they found out that there wouldn't be enough supplies to keep up a strong defense. Even though they tried, the German forces were only able to slow down the Allied progress. While defending the coast under tough conditions, Dollman kept order by threatening with severe punishments. German intelligence reports, combined with Hitler's belief that a second invasion was imminent, caused an entire German army group to remain stationary. This force included 5 Luftwaffe divisions, 2 Panzer divisions, and 24 infantry divisions, all awaiting further orders. The German High Command, seemingly oblivious to the realities on the ground, ordered a massive armored counterattack. However, this plan was doomed from the start. The Allies had amassed a force of 929,000 men, supported by substantial material resources. In contrast, Dollman's forces found themselves immobilized, limited by inaccurate intelligence reports and Hitler's misguided belief in an imminent second invasion. The fall of Cherbourg on June 26, 1944, marked a turning point in the Normandy campaign. This strategic port city was crucial for supplying the Allied forces, and its capture dealt a catastrophic blow to the German defensive efforts. Hitler, enraged by this setback, threatened court-martial proceedings against Dollman and other generals for their inability to halt the Allied advance. The Führer's fury signaled the end of Dollman's command and his once promising military career. On June 28, 1944, Hitler summoned both Field Marshal Gerd von Rundstedt and General Dollman to his retreat at Berchtesgaden. The atmosphere was tense as Hitler insisted Dollman face a court-martial. Rundstedt defended his subordinate, arguing that Dollman could not be held solely responsible for the failure to repel the Allied invasion. Despite this, Hitler relieved Dollman of his command, replacing him with Paul Hauser of the Waffen-SS. Unaware that he had been removed from his command, those who encountered him during this time described a man utterly exhausted and overwhelmed by stress. Dollman died on June 29, 1944. The events leading to Dollman's death are shrouded in mystery. There's still a lot of debate about how he died. Some say he had a heart attack, while others believe he took poison to end his own life. Lieutenant General Max Joseph Pemsel, Dollman's last chief of staff, claimed in 1973 that Dollman had bid farewell to his staff and took his own life in his command post. However, a theory emerged in 2003 proposing a more sinister explanation. This hypothesis drew parallels between Dollman's fate and that of Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, suggesting that Dollman might have been forced to take his own life by Hitler. This theory reflects the intense pressure faced by German generals in the wake of military failures and Hitler's growing paranoia. He was buried in France on July 2, 1944, with Field Marshals Rundstedt, Rommel, and Hugo Sperler in attendance. Friedrich Dollmann's fall from decorated World War I veteran to disgraced Wehrmacht general highlights the harsh realities of wartime leadership. His mysterious death underscores the immense pressure and consequences of failure in Nazi Germany. Dollman's story raises questions about leadership and accountability in war, challenging us to assess military leaders' actions under extreme circumstances and their impact on history. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video informative. If you enjoyed learning about today's topic, make sure to check out our other videos about German generals. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more World War II content. That's an order.